Oh man, this is legendary. Before I even introduce my guest for tonight, man, this is a legendary episode. 6 years in the making. Episode 100. Two West Boys / one-on-one with Jerm. Before I introduce, like I said, my guest, I'm going to give a couple shout outs, get them all out the way so we can have a nice conversation with my guy. First and foremost, I want to thank my co-host, my engineer, Kang, one time, man. That nigga done been with me through the highs and the lows. So I want to salute my dog, Kang, one time. I want to salute all the artists, all the creatives, all the producers that we've had, fashion designers that we've had on the show, shoe plugs, everybody, man, from episode 1 with Verse in Kang's kitchen on that plastic table. And we didn't know what we was doing. We just wanted to, get our voice out here and let the underground artists here in the city be heard. Have them a place where they can come and sit, gain a bigger audience. Like I said, let their voice be heard, let their music be heard that you might have never heard of before. And that's been the most absolute joy. I appreciate you fans for sticking through for the last 6 years, you feel me? From breaks to coming back to rebranding the show. Y'all done stuck through. I appreciate you. Kang appreciate you. He edits all the podcasts. So I know some folks be like, hey, dog, where Kang at? My dog's still around. He just didn't want to be on the, the face of the podcast. But he still edit all the shows. Dog, it's been so many different artists. I would name you all. From Verse to Chris Nero to John Rambo to Don't Ask Jen, Stopper, Jack Freeman, NHO Nelly, Ridge Hardy, my business partner, the Red Balloon Team, May 28th Spring Collection, by the way. Man, there's so many artists that we've had. Jaron Smalls, Crystal, BJ, Coop, my nigga Coop, Lenny Chaos. Dog, we done had Villain Posse, The Village, DJ Yobi, my boy Kel. The list can go on and on. I just want to salute every single one of you artists, one of you creators again, like I said at the top of the show, for even sticking with me, giving me a chance, letting me interview you, letting the world get to know a little more about you than what they already knew, and just having a real conversation with your boy, man. I'm gonna try to be more consistent. I do everything just about, except for the editing. Kane does that, but videos, posting, all that mambo jumbo, I'm doing it by myself. So, on top of adulting, being a dad, being an entrepreneur, and having a festival, and having to run that as well with my partner Ridge, it's only so much I can do in 24 hours. So continue to rock with me. We're going to go to another 100 episodes and another 100 episodes after that and another 100 after that. I'm going to stick around. I'm going to make sure you guys get all the best underground artists here in this city, that you know them, that you know their music, that you know what they're about. And, put them in front of your screen, put them in front of you, put them in your ears. And we're going to go like that, man. Without further ado, he was on episode 16. That was the last the end of the year episode of 2016. We dropped that on New Year's Eve. My dog, we go back like two flats on a Cadillac. You feel me? I met him through Kang and the crew, as a matter of fact, at the Collective. Crazy that we're at Barron Collective, but I met him at the Collective down there at PV. My dog Jim Crow, aka Peter Dowdy, aka Picture Me Pedro. AKA Basquiat's dad, AKA Rita's husband. You feel me? All of the above. Entrepreneur, creator, author, visionary, producer, artist. Did I forget anything?
Keep it going. going.
You know,
I can cook.
You feel me?
Yeah, shout out Pinterest.
Hey, Pinterest be coming through in the club. Yeah, facts.
For real.
My dog Jim Crow in the building. What's going down, dog?
What's happening? Everything, man.
My dog, he hit my line. Well, he didn't hit my line. He hit my social. He was like, dog, I gotta get episode 100. And I told my dog, I said, hey, say no more. When we get to 100, I think this was like maybe at 95, 94, he had asked me this. I want to say.
Probably, I think maybe like 93.
Yeah, I think it was around there. 93, 93, 94.
You gonna get there.
Yeah. And I told my dog then, I said, say no more. When we get to 100, you got it.
Right.
So the special
I think
episode.
it was in this building we had the conversation.
Yep, yeah. I want to say so. I want to say in the smoke room.
Yeah, in the smoke room.
And we'll be going there after the show.
Yeah.
I told my dog, the episode is yours, man. Just because my dog does so much, and we're going to get into everything, man. But first, how are you, man? How you been? It's been 6 years since we last had you on.
Yeah.
2016. You weren't a daddy then.
No, not to my son.
Boing, boing, boing.
Things change, people change too.
Facts.
But what's shit? A lot of shit that changed since then.
Last time you were here, Stereotypes was all the big fuss.
Yeah, dang, yeah. I made a card game too.
Yeah.
I've learned a lot as far as like growth.
Yeah.
Me being what I understand now as a serial entrepreneur. Because I was like, okay, serial can also have like its good terms too.
Facts.
It's just like when people like that one quote that goes like jack of all trades, master of none. I learned that quote has more after that. And it said it's still better than a master of none. And I was like,
that hit you.
It hit me.
It had something that you had to read again.
Yeah, because my dad thought negative on that quote. Like, you know, he didn't want to be like known as like jack of all trades, but to me he kind of was.
Right.
But I never seen that as a bad thing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because some people will want to master everything that they do, and I learned that wasn't me.
Facts. Same.
I would want to experiment
and see what else I can do besides this and try to master this.
Exactly. Like, I still might have plans to like jump out of a plane. I don't want to be a master at that, but I want to experiment.
I want to become a jack of that trade.
I want to be a jack. I want to at least
say I did it.
Yeah. See, get my feet wet.
Facts.
And that's how I looked at like that's how I had to understand that, how I had an interpretation on everything that I went after, down to like choices and jobs. Like, I'm choosing to work there specifically, not just because it's available, but I specifically
want to
apply for that.
Yeah.
I took my time to apply for that place because I saw myself in that environment.
I wanted to learn what that was about.
Yeah.
How can I improve? How can I master make myself better, even if it's not at this job, but down the line?
Yeah. And understanding like the value of just something simple as that, and kind of learning how to implement the experiences that you kind of engulfed in, but you take something that you learn from hopefully all your experiences, and hopefully to go forward positively with acting on something better than you would have done without that knowledge.
Right.
So that's kind of how I've been moving through life, but with the growth of anything that my mind can put action to.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's where being like a serial entrepreneur, just being able to create different ideas. And I used to think that I had to act on every idea that came to me, because I'm like, okay, if God give me this idea,
it's for a reason.
It's for a reason, but it is, but it don't mean to me it's meant for me to do. And I have to understand the weight of which certain things is meant for me to do, and to like continue like pray, have that kind of relationship with just the self and God, and being like, what am I supposed to be focused on? Because I know that I'm pretty good at doing a lot of different things.
Facts.
But I need to be able to put my energy towards something that is gonna put myself in the position to fund the rest of the things that I want to do.
Have your source to branch off to your other limbs.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because I know if I could do that for myself, I
can
could
make
teach
a lot of
others.
things.
Yeah, to do that same thing for others. And
that's one of your daily goals, help bless others.
Yep. All top. Like, I wake up in the morning like, yo, thank you for waking me up in the morning.
Facts.
Start me on my day. Thank you for everything you've done for me, everything you're doing for me now.
Yeah, facts.
And everything you will do for me. Thank you. I was also asking for something I already had, so I switched to thank God instead. To be like, thank you for already blessing me to be a blessing.
Yeah.
So that way I could be a blessing to help bless somebody else. That way, as I'm moving throughout my day, I'm kind of subconsciously but consciously looking for opportunities to do more beyond myself. And I feel like it's a better way of life for me than the ratchet shit I was doing back in the day. You know what I mean?
I think, and not to cut you off, I think, becoming a father, it really transforms you. Because like you said, man, before my kids was here, my daughters were here, we was doing all the type of ratchetness, bro. You feel me?
Yeah.
And I think having kids, it definitely slows you down, slows your process down. Okay, now you got X, Y, and Z that's looking up to you. It's time for you to get on your 1-2 and really do what you have set in your mind and in your heart to do. It's time to execute those goals and knock them out the park. Because they looking up to you. They like, all right, let me see what he doing.
Yeah, right.
And that's all we can do is continue to, like you say, thank the Lord for our blessings that we have today and the ones that we have in the future, because we know more is to come. The better that we get, the older that we get, the wiser our minds get. And it excites me every morning to wake up, you feel me? And try to...
I ain't even scared of Mondays no more.
I used to be. I used to be like, all right, another day. But now it's like, I get up, it's like, all right, how can I be better than I was yesterday? Where is that? Facts. I got, like I say this every morning to my daughters. It's like, we got another 86,400 seconds to be greater. And that's 24 hours. You feel me? So it's like, all right, we might have not been great the day before, but the Lord woke you up, like you said, and you have another chance to be great.
Yeah.
And achieve those and conquer those goals that you put on yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's like you said, it's be an example. And realizing the things that you have to unlearn to learn on the process.
Facts.
Shit.
It's hard.
Yeah, man, it's hard as hell because like I had these conversations with few, but not as much as I should. I'm glad we can have this conversation.
Facts. I like that too.
You know what I mean? But just being able to see, like, okay, and understand the references that you've been shown for examples of certain things that you want to be, or you feel like you are, or you should be, and versus what the world would portray.
Facts.
And that line in between, just understanding that line between, but knowing that, hey, on your side, that's the only thing that you can't control. And really just leaning on your own, like, perspective of things is powerful, because in the world of, like, where influence is heavy and it's only really getting heavier, it's best for me to be connected to myself as much as I can and not lose myself in certain things. Like, hey, okay, do I like this because I like it, or do I like this because
X, Y,
a lot of
Z
people
like it.
You know what I mean? And over the past years, like, I had to understand that for a lot of different things. And for example, I guess at the end of the day, I'm a Kanye fan. You know what I'm saying? I'm not like a super stan, but
I'm a fan.
I'm a fan.
Yeah.
So as somebody I am as a fan of, I'm gonna do my best to feel like at least I understand that perspective of that person.
Exactly.
Because I'm as much of a fan as Kanye is as I am with Lupe Fiasco or Fonte.
Mm-hmm.
But it's, you know, the characters of certain people can also influence a lot of different other people. And Kanye is like that type of
guy,
person.
yeah.
So a lot of people could also disagree with certain things. Like back in 2018, you know, with the whole TMZ shit.
The MAGA stuff.
That split of like internet where people was like, oh, you agree with this shit? I'm done. I'm canceling this shit. And it's like you started canceling people off just by disagreeing. And where people don't get misunderstood is a heavy line to walk. You know what I mean? Because you're trying to understand, like, am I right with my thinking?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Or am I not?
Or am I not?
Yeah.
Like, no, because I thought this way at first, but a lot of people is not agreeing with my thought. But
I thought I was right.
Yeah, I thought I was right.
Yeah.
And sometimes you just not gonna be right. You know what I mean? To other people who never understand your perspective.
And you know what, bro? As you say that, man, it's like, as you said, your mind changes as you get older, especially with us having kids. Yeah. It's like now I see things for what they are supposed to be and the real truth instead of what, you know, like you said, social media and what people want, influencers want you to believe this, that, and the third. It's like, no, I'm thinking for myself.
Right. And
I'm not letting,
power.
Yeah, that's the power. That's when you really have the power. It's like, no, I'm not letting you think for me or say what I should be thinking. No. I'm going to think for myself and tell you the real. I'm gonna be a realist.
For real.
Yeah, before anything else. I'm not gonna just be a yes man just cause to make somebody, you know, to scratch their ego and make them feel good. I'm gonna tell you how it is. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people they can't do that. They can't
know how to do it.
They don't.
Because it's a self-confidence that you got to even build to do that.
Mm-hmm.
To speak up. And sometimes you get broken at that shit as a child. And I mean, just being an entrepreneur now helps me tap into my childhood a lot more often.
Facts.
Because now that I'm learning, like, professionally, I'm in my master's. I'm getting my master's now in innovation and entrepreneurship.
Congratulations, man.
Appreciate it. We got 6 more months, but you know what I'm saying?
No, you gonna get there.
We halfway there.
You gonna get there. Ain't no.
Get there.
Yeah. We ain't giving up. Congratulations. If I had a soundboard.
Go, boy.
Right.
Thanks, Mark.
That's my boy.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, facts. I already know.
But you know what I mean, that's the road I'm on. So just learning the different things that I'm learning now, like the first few lessons was really just, again, tapping into your childhood. Like what things that you were interested in as a child, because that was the state that you were the most free.
Facts.
Thought-wise. And as an entrepreneur, you're creating these things. These things come from thought. You're producing. So with just tapping into my childhood, like, for example, like, I wanted to be a lot of different things. I wanted to be the president, believe it or not.
I think we all wanted to be the president as a kid, no lie. Because me and my friend, at the time, when we didn't know, you know, what all it entails of, because me and my friend, we used to be imaginary mayors of our own city.
Nice, right.
Yeah, facts.
Right. But I feel like that's like, it kind of almost breaks down to where you look at the occupation of those things that you wanted to be, and you look at the traits of those different positions, and you're like, okay, maybe I didn't want to be the president. Maybe I just wanted to have some kind of leadership.
Facts. Some kind of importancy.
Right. And I wanted to be a police officer. Or maybe I didn't want to be a police officer. Maybe I just wanted us not to be fucking in jail as much. You know what I mean? Maybe I
Especially
just
it
want
was
to change.
black men. Yeah.
You know what
Just
I mean?
wanted some change.
That's it. You know what I mean? And kind of like reflecting over those things and understanding like where you at in the present time. Because you tapping into the past, you tapping into the present, you also tapping into the future.
Mm-hmm.
And the future, of course, the reason why you even doing what you're doing in the present time, but the past is what influenced you. So just looking on the different things that I kind of experienced as a child, I'm like, okay, what got me to this and this
point.
and this and this?
Mm-hmm.
And I had to interpret. I was like, okay, for me, honestly, like I was telling my dad the other day, like, you know what actually made me choose architecture as a degree? And he was like, nah. And I was like, well, I used to draw the houses when I in the room just because, you know, I wanted to have my own house or whatever. Just, I drew like big ass houses because I figured
One day it's gonna be me.
It's gonna be me.
Mm-hmm.
But what made me start designing houses was watching cartoons. Scooby-Doo.
Interesting.
Very specific. And I was like, it's an episode where Scooby-Doo and Shaggy is running in some kind of house or castle or whatever, and they run through a fucking wall, and that wall is a revolving door. It's actually like a shelf with some shit on it. But
it's a revolving door. It's like a secret door. Yeah. And it comes back to the pantry.
Yeah, and the ghost is like running right behind it, and they all just like, but I looked at that shit and I was like, that shit blew my mind because I was like, that was a wall
that turned into
and it's a door in the house. I'm like, yo. From then on, I was like, yo, I want to design like secret passages in like my own house and things like that.
I was never a designer like you, but I did like the secret passages. I always loved it.
Yeah. The panic room, you see that? What? Come on, Jodie Foster.
Just somewhere you could just sneak away from your family. I was like hide in the cabinets and stuff at my house, at my parents' house. Yeah. I would just hide in the cabinets or my dad's office before he changed it. It used to be like a closet or whatever. And I would just hide up in there, bro, and just be in there chilling.
Right. And I would hide as a child, like during like tornadoes
or
something.
Fact.
But I was like, you know what? We in Texas, so we ain't got no like basement we can just hide and go into. But I was like, man, it would be cool if I designed something
where I could just dip into
to make it more protective.
Facts.
Those type of things. That's innovation right there, and that's where, again, I'm tapping in those childhood like experiences because that's when I was most free. But I relate to those freedom moments to the present time to where I can actually act on that freedom. Because I'm not like contained. It's just I haven't done what I thought in some kind of form of what I already thought before.
Right.
So now I just got more resources, more knowledge as I will in the future. But with right now, what I have, I can act on certain things that I've thought before. You know what I mean? So that's what
see, and a lot of kids they don't get that these days where, like you say, you just sit there and draw cartoons and that's how you would get your houses, from cartoons and secret passages. Like, that's fun to me.
Yeah.
Like I tell people all the time, man, they like, oh, I hate the Midwest. I be like, man, I love the Midwest. One reason I love the Midwest, their grass is I just look at their grass. It's beautiful.
See,
it's different up there.
I can only see those images, but I would imagine
it's different up
long
there.
Grass where people let it grow. Yeah.
Nice, green, thick grass, bro. And I'm like, bro, it's just so immaculate just looking at the grass. And then they have basements. I love basements.
See, and she lived in Chicago.
Yeah.
So, like, I understand the whole basement appeal. Like, even in Tennessee with my other aunts and cousins. Like, yeah, basements was always cool. I like attics too. But again, I like those levels
where you can just go. Spaces. Yeah, facts. You know what I mean? You can go downstairs and have different bedrooms down there, 2 or 3. Yeah,
have my own space.
TV down there, big chill.
You know what I'm saying? Chill. Gate code to get in.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
See, I always thought about that, like have a fingerprint door.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, man, I was like, man, I'll get a basement, have a fingerprint door. I can only get in, or a code, like you said, the code.
Back door.
Oh man, listen. That nobody knows.
I designed it.
Yeah, because it's a hidden back door, and you only got to go to a certain area of the house to push it in, and it'll open.
Mm-hmm.
I already know, bro.
Oh yeah, you got 30 seconds to get there.
Yeah, I love that because I always think like, all right, if I ran from the cops, I could just sneak into this back door, and I'd be in there, and they wouldn't even know.
Knight Rider was my thing. I could just push a button and the door drops.
Yep.
I just drop the door like I just drove over. You won't even know it was in the car.
You wouldn't even know.
Push it so I could pull over. Like, man, search your car gladly. Go ahead, take your time.
Drop the weed.
Right, this shit's gone. or I'm so confident in my design where like you're not gonna find it.
You're not.
Right.
See, I guess I was an architect, but I just never designed my stuff out like my dog Jerm.
Nah, man, like a lot of my shit comes from one just better. You know, and sometimes it wasn't just like one better for myself, but one better for like other people.
Thanks.
And that's one, like going back to like the prayer, like, hey, what's the one thing that I could do that can not only put myself in a good position, but
help others
just as much. You know
even my team.
To where I don't have. See, my thing is, I never wanted to. I always felt I would be like successful, like in a way where I could have an abundance of whatever funds I needed to make whatever happen. But I also knew that, hey, for other people's examples, sometimes like family or friends or whatever, like can be like asked for like so much. But most of the time it's because they not in that position
to get.
But if I'm in a position that whatever I'm doing, like you in that same position, you don't have to ask me for nothing. So that kind of relieves me of that. So that was like my specific prayer. Like, hey, put me in a position to be in abundance, but where I can help other people at the same time. So where I don't have to be like that, hey,
I need this.
Or you could just come to me and be like, hey, we got this. Let's do this. I would rather have that as like a whole conversation and a vibe versus like anything otherwise. But I was like, yo, that's where, again, learning over the years, like people like be specific about what you want.
Facts. They can only tell you yes or no. my homeboy right. I just told my homeboy that yesterday. I was like, bro, just ask for what you want. Because we were talking about something. I can't remember. But I was like, bro, just ask for the least that they can tell you is yes or no.
Right.
And then if they tell you no, go back to the drawing board and figure it out and go back to them a couple months later.
Yeah. And sometimes you got to kind of create your own yes.
Yes. You have to.
Create your own yes. Validate yourself.
That's what I've had to learn.
I think we still all learning that, like over time, because I don't think that's one of the things that you just
all right. I got it.
Confident and all. It's like, you're gonna be weak at some points, but validate yourself and don't be afraid to
step out on that ledge.
Yeah, and you know, put a stamp on your value. Like, you know what you're worth. Don't be afraid to ask that. I mean, or really demand that in some cases, because some people will play you. You know, be like, oh yeah. Jobs will play you.
They definitely will play you.
My key example is how you could apply for a job and you could be overqualified, but you don't know. They won't tell you that you're overqualified, but they'll demean what you've done. They'll look on your resume and like if they pull it up on Indeed, they would just see all the different jobs that you work. You work like 18 different jobs. They're like, oh, he's inconsistent.
Exactly.
You be like, nigga, I ain't inconsistent. Like, nigga, I'm well experienced in all of these different things that I can add value to whatever you got going on. I just
like to expand my horizons and expand and do different things.
Right.
Also, where the money is at.
I just wanted to deliver these packages here for Amazon, dog. I don't know why this is a whole conversation about
That's it.
Man, it's like,
I just wanted to do this. Yeah. And now you're going through my whole you were here for only 1 year.
Right.
Okay, your point?
Some people will devalue. They don't see the value that you might not even see yourself. And that's where I was like, yo, if we can monetize our value, what would that look like?
You know how awesome we'd be if we could monetize our value, bro? Like, I think about that often in my spare time. It's like, man, okay, how can I go and put not prostitute myself in a sense, but how can I put myself out there where myself can make income just for myself, not from anything that I'm doing, but
being me.
Just me being me.
And anywhere. You know what I'm saying? Beyond where I'm at. Like, I want to be in Hawaii and make money from me being in Texas. You know what I mean? Like remote
Wake up and see that the bank account has changed while I'm in Hawaii. Yeah.
Remote profit. That was a goal of mine as a child. Like I literally did not want to. I know I didn't want to be in like no office. I didn't want to like work for like so long to where I was like, I'm stuck in a certain place. And I'm like, yo, like remote jobs now are just fucking awesome. But I was like, as a child, I want to be somewhere on the island where I could just check my laptop. I'm seeing this as a child. I check my computer and I'm like, all right.
Yeah, exactly.
It's still there.
It's still there.
Yeah, but I mean, I say child, I was really like fucking 16, but still, I mean, just having those kind of like visions, younger. I mean, this is beyond what, almost 20 years.
20 years
ago.
plus, yeah.
20 years ago, the world was so different. And again, tapping into that childhood, like, yo, think of what didn't exist.
When we were 16.
When we were 16, and think of the shit that you missed out on visually that was moving around you. And then think now and think of what's around you.
And how you have the access to it.
You have the access to do with what you probably should have done like years ago or couldn't have done, but now you can. And like taking those moments with not just only like investing, but just life, investing in yourself, like beyond financial, just mental, like time-wise, like emotional, understanding like who you are
as a person.
And taking that time and being able to do that is something that I feel like just comes differently for a lot of different people. And within that kind of changing and coming at different times, you have that interaction with a lot of different people and a mix of positive emotions, negative emotions, a lot of different things happen, but everybody's sometimes forgetting that we're all unique. Nobody's the same, and we have to like stop treating other people as if they were ourselves, knowing what to do and how you would want things to be done. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have the answers for everything that you have. That's the reason why we would be able to work as a collective, you know what I'm saying? Because I know something you don't, you know something I don't.
Or we know somebody that might know to help us both.
Right. The web of information can be spread beyond just one person.
Facts.
And I wanted to do that with business. You know what I mean? And that's why I ended up starting to experiment in the crypto space.
Yeah, let's get into that, man.
And
And Qoinship.
Yeah, Qoinship.
Let's talk about your baby.
Yeah.
Your second baby. Maybe your third baby behind Rita and Basquiat.
Oh, man, it's like baby number 6 or something. You know what I mean? But yeah, I ain't done fucking up the world. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
So, with Qoinship, it's a cryptocurrency platform that we looking to partner up with Prairie View. So, as you know, being a Prairie View student, we had the pantherbooks system.
Yeah.
We trying to change pantherbooks into our crypto token.
That'll be dope.
Yeah.
And that's your alumni.
And that's our alumni. You know what I'm saying?
Dog.
So, off top, when it comes to with crypto, a lot of tokens, as you know, is out there. But for one, people don't know the founder of all these.
Nobody does.
Nobody knows like the community is behind the token. Nobody knows the utility behind the token. Nobody even understands.
They just know it's a token.
They just know the name, and NFTs may be connected to it and things of that nature. But right now, cryptocurrency is a space where everything is developing. It's still like early in like this development stage, but people are profiting early as well.
Right.
So it's best for like people of color that's normally left out of these like technology opportunities to take advantage of this. And a lot of key factors when it comes to like our crypto token is, for one, you got students that's going to school, they're paying to go to school to get more knowledge.
Right.
But they're not getting the right knowledge that they need to actually move them forward. That right knowledge is financial literacy, which a lot of us actually lack.
We do.
And our financial literacy could actually change our ways in which we approach accessing funds, like getting loans versus grants.
Right.
So if you don't know that you can get as much grant, but the loans come easy, which one you feel like most of these students is
Gonna take that loan instead of waiting to get that grant that you don't have to
today.
You can get it right now.
And your grants don't even come over time, but that shit comes like.
And you don't have to pay it back. Some of them.
Yeah, like that.
And that's the downfall that a lot of kids, like you said, they don't want to wait.
They don't want to wait.
They rather get that fast money.
Yeah. And I've been there. And because I've been there.
We all have.
Yeah.
Thanks.
We know that financial literacy, like, this shit is important to the point where, like, you know what? If I did better, if I knew better, I would have did better. Like, not now. If you got an OP check now, you know how to flip this shit. Really.
Exactly.
Like, versus, like, back then, we were kind of getting
that hoe
to survive.
Go get clothes, go get food.
Right.
Facts.
Right. You
instead of investing,
a meal that you want.
instead of investing our money. Exactly.
Yeah. And
now these kids with like you said, the OP check, they can go, all right, let me put some of this money in some stocks. Let me put some of this in crypto.
Exactly.
Let me save some of this. Let me hold some of this.
Exactly.
And go forth.
Yeah. And really, just teaching people like how to like stretch your money beyond you having to work for that to stretch. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like a lot of like just the HBCU community alone, but people of color, brown, everybody, like we all need like financial literacy of some sort. But for our community, we lack a lot of it. So the platform is to look to pay people to learn in crypto, our crypto token, but also having a marketplace for different businesses of like alumni or students or people just connected to the HBCU community. We have different products. You might have some hats, t-shirts, whatever to sponsor like a profit business or non-profit business or whatever. A lot of people have like products and services, but we're all connected as like alumni and not just Prairie View, but we got TSU as, you know, FAMU.
Right.
All these different.
All the HBCUs.
All the HBCUs. But I'm like, yo, we had a crypto marketplace, you know what I'm saying, where we could actually buy in the token where we add in the value every time it's being spent,
right? Which
gives us a reason to
keep
purchase not only with that person, but in that token,
right?
Because the more you spend in that token, the more you add get value as a collective. But these are the technologies that we can create now with crypto. We can't do with money. We spending money. I could buy a shirt from you. Like you got George Young shirt on.
Yeah.
You spent that in dollars, but that dollar did not add value over that purchase. You know what I'm saying? But if you spent in the right crypto token, it might have added value just by it being spent. You know what I mean? So we're looking to do that with, again, working as partnership once we get Prairie View.
How'd you get in with PV as an entrepreneur and alumnus?
Being in the right place, right time, knowing the right people. I got connected into the room thanks to Keisha Hester. And she's helping me with acquiring a grant through an organization to work with Prairie View to do like the market research on the wallet app development. So we trying to do the wallet app development with the students and the alumni as well. So we add in the students, since they're going to be using the product, why not add them into the design process of how it's being done? So we're breaking
teach them as well.
Teaching them, and we adding them into the development process. So that, again, we include them in the product becoming a product, which a lot of businesses don't
do.
Not with the target market. They gonna want to just blast the target market off guard and just, you know, collect whatever they can.
Right.
But just really, really tapping into the research and what's a better color option for apps, or what apps are you using that's easily accessible so way we can implement those things into our design. But we doing this by each department. So where you have the engineering department, we tapping in with them to help us with the app development itself. We tap in with architecture development to get the design right. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, this color
font right.
Yeah, this screen, it should have like this many of like things and no more. You know what I mean? Because again, these are people who are going to be using this technology a lot more than we are. And you want them to continue to use it and not just be bored. All right, I got to use this app. I don't want you to just like switch for anything else if you don't have to. You know what I mean? And even coming with like browser extensions to be like, hey, you know what? I see you online searching for this. There's a similar item that you might like this, but you can only get it on Qoinship. But you already know that with that token, that's the way you're gonna be spending on that marketplace. But even going with like the crypto law, still tapping in with juvenile justice department, business department, with the marketing, accounting, things of that nature. Like, we can actually hire in-house and it can be more efficient cost-wise, because again, at that point, it's almost like you're doing student interns, but these are like student intern opportunities that actually way heavier than the interns that they might
Go and get
from another organization that might not even really hire them.
Right. They might just have them there.
Right.
Name on the board, basically.
Right. Hey, you were here.
Yeah. There you
right
go.
under the tree. Yeah. So that's what we doing with that. And again, that's the thing that I pray for. Like, hey, how can I be more financially well off and help other people to do the same thing or be in that same position? And I'm like, with crypto, honestly, it's unlimited opportunities in what you can do. We just gotta figure out with the technology that we have, that we finding out, okay, how can we add our community and how can we add our culture? Because again, this is something, what we trying to do, Amazon could easily repeat that shit, but they ain't got the culture behind it.
And that's number one key.
And that data is the number one factor of everything. You know what I'm saying? So what your data connected to that token, you authenticate it. So you uploading documents that, hey, this system is verifying me to be who I am and no other system. You know what I'm saying? So if you have my data coming up on any other third parties that we done checked off for the past 20, 30 years of being on the internet, every time we clicked on, I agree to terms and conditions.
Exactly.
All our information is out there willy-nilly. But with all of these companies, you have specific companies to verify the information that they got that is telling us, like, our credit score. And stuff. Like, there's companies that they get their data from, and then companies they get their data from. But who's to say that the profile of what you got is actually really me? You know what I'm saying? The same way you could go on a Facebook, you log in your name, you might have like 3 profiles.
Exactly. Which one is actually me?
Which one is actually me? And what if a job actually hires you based on the wrong profile? And you don't know all the missed opportunities, all the loans you've been denied on, all the shit that info is connected to your name that ain't even like, you don't even know the info.
It's a bot.
It's a bot, and all this shit's being automated, and the system is not for us sometimes.
Yeah.
And right now we trying to reverse that, and that's the heavy kind of factor where we looking like, yo, at least me, I'm understanding that we trying to change something major on a spectrum of like fucking up this game, like really on some shit, but it's like finance. So it's kind of like a different world that you kind of tapping into. But it, like I said, being an entrepreneur sometimes gets kind of heavy on your mental, because you're trying to have to take in the responsibility of certain ideas. You know what I mean? Like, I got some ideas that would be like, that would be socially irresponsible, but that shit would work. Or I got some shit where like, that shit would work, but nobody would give a fuck.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, you have to, that market research that you do is to find the right balance in the right idea.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And then understand your target market. They're going to tell you if that idea is like even worth pushing forward. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we're looking for right now to work on, this grant opportunity. Looking forward to getting this partnership with Prairie View. Then we could tap in at least other 29 HBCUs. And my mind right now is just growing the value of that token through the community. Again, people don't understand like how crypto moves, and Prairie View community alone, just by word of mouth on like spreading to a party or whatever, be like
a wildfire.
By tapping into our network of our community and what we've accomplished, what we've done over the years, influentially, that I love like mentioning this shit, like the whole period between 2009, 2014, radio basically influenced all
everything.
And that I personally can't throw under the water, because I was there to see everything just move. And I'm seeing the influence of like our culture, of our people coming together from different places to make this vibe what it is. And that vibe is not only just with music, that shit is in what we do, like our businesses. Like, our alumni and like reading with a rapper. Come on, like
That's
Black
incredible.
Market Houston, like come on, these are like webs of
geniuses.
you know what I mean? Exactly. And like the slogan, Prairie View produces productive people, that shit stands so true, especially being like an innovator and entrepreneur. Like we really do be producing some shit.
We really do.
You know what I mean?
If you really look,
If y'all really look at the numbers, like Prairie View is the only HBCU, I'll tell you right now, the only HBCU 5 years in a row then had Billboard hits by its students. The only one. Looked it up. Couldn't find any other research on that.
That's crazy.
But yo, the only one. And to be from that, of that time,
you know what it's instilled in you.
Yeah.
To be great.
Yeah, just like the vibes never leave. Like, if anything, once we graduate, we just spreading off as like a spider web. We still connected.
Yes.
But again, we are a spider web. We connecting we getting in our web, whatever is supposed to be in there. You know what I'm saying? And weathering the storm, we still here. Like, we still connected.
Still connected. And I think the people that, you know, we were connected with at the beginning, we're still connected with in some sort of fashion.
Yeah.
And we're all doing great things.
Real.
If you really tap in with the people that we hung out with, we're all doing great things, or we're aspiring to do great things, and we're almost there. And it's great to see. I love seeing, you know, my peers that I grew up with when we used to party together, used to drink together, smoke, whatever the case might be.
We grew up together.
We grew up, bro, and now we're seeing we're reaping the benefits.
Yeah.
We're seeing what we put in, and now we're getting out. From you doing Qoinship and, you know, reading with a rapper, Black Market, me with the podcast and the festivals.
Yeah.
It's great to see Kane with doing engineering.
Right.
It's great to see.
Where we used to be doing engineering.
Yeah.
This is where we wanted to be, on the way to be where we want to be beyond.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So we doing what we supposed to be doing, and
in some sort of fashion.
Yeah. Like still in some kind of creative environment doing what we love.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that is a beauty to like understand and see. So that's why I'm like, look, however I got to this point,
I'm thankful.
And it's hard to not continue that fact, especially just having a son. Like, yo, I have to continue this for him, like to have this or more. You know what I mean? And like, yo,
I want them to have something to give to their kids, to their kids, and have, like the people say, you know, it's a repetitive term, but generational wealth. You something that they can, if they don't want to go work for somebody, I can go work for my daddy's company. You feel me? And I can actually be a CFO, CEO of my dad's company that he built from the ground up.
Oh yeah.
And that's what I want to, like you said, we want to give to our kids.
Yeah.
Like, I want to give my daughters, you know, a media empire and a festival empire to run. You know, when I don't want to do it no more, you feel me? Like, here, I want to pass it to you.
Yeah. And I feel like what the process of unlearning to learn that I'm going through is actually like listening and being present with your child, like being there. Because I know, like, my dad was there, but my dad worked so fucking hard, he was not like in the house. So if he was home, he was trying to sleep, trying
to get some rest.
if the phones wasn't ringing.
Yeah.
But like, I understand a lot of that perspective now as an adult male, like having a child now, an adult parent, and like, yo, the things that you would do just to provide, you might not understand as a child, but at least if your child is trying to connect with you, why not? So like me, I work from home and I do school from home.
Right.
And like, I'm there with my son and he's there and I'm trying to teach him, you know, pre-K shit. But I'm teaching him, but I'm like, he might not get certain things. And I remember like when I was like a kid, it might have been like a smack on the knuckle with the pencil or some shit. Those triggers can come when they don't like understand some shit. And like, I don't fucking like knuckle on, because he's fucking 3. So
exactly,
you approach even if you early understand some things, because if you try to make that connection older and you be like, well, why is like you feel like by this time you should have got there.
You should have got there.
You didn't make that connection early.
Yeah.
So I'm over like since birth, just try to make that connection early to be like, you know what, I'm here, I'm present, and I hear you, and I'm hearing your interests, because again, I'm as an entrepreneur, I'm still tapping into my childhood, learning the things that I would implement and do now, but I'm also learning from my son and looking at his interests, and I'm like, he likes cartoons. He might learn something like I did from Scooby-Doo.
Yeah.
So I try to tap in and see what he's looking at. You know what I'm saying? And that just comes with the right parenting and monitoring, because there's been some times where I'm like, oh, nah, you can't watch that shit.
Can't watch that,
And if I didn't tap in, he would have just been watching some shit that he ain't been watching, or and that might have been learning some other traits that he ain't need to learn.
Exactly.
And like just having that kind of right connection with my son helped me even be a better teacher when I was connecting with students. Because that's my seed, that's one child, and that's my child. But I'm now as a teacher at the like a year or two, I was at a point where I had to have that relation with the students and be like, yo, at least I'm your parent for like 8 hours of the day. You know what I mean? Or really just 2 hours in the classroom. But it kind of made me more versatile as a person, because at that point, you're the president, you're the leader of the classroom. So you became what you wanted to be, just in another kind of aspect. That's what I had to learn. Like, my dad would be like, hey, you know, I see you being a preacher. I'm like, I was a teacher. You know what I mean? Like,
it's kind
of like the same thing. It's just, what message are you sharing? You know what I mean? And being able to even have that opportunity was like awesome, because for like a lot of teachers, like they think that shit sucks, like especially in this time frame. But I was connecting with the students and like leadership wise, because this is all I'm, again, with every job I'm at, like I take something and I learn from that environment to implement my own business. So I'm like, all right, me being a teacher, these are almost like a lot of my employees. So I'm like, all right, how would this classroom operate as a business? And I had the control to tap into their ideas, you know what I mean, and really kind of innovate off of that. I'm designing a car. I'm designing the fucking like electric slab. I don't know if you've seen it online, but yeah, I made the electric slab. So with that car design, I was tapping in with the students, like, yo, I'm walking around the classroom like, yo, if you could design a car, what would you add in that car as a feature that does not exist? You know what I'm saying? So now I'm tapping into what they would see as the future. They already like 15 plus years behind my age, but I'm tapping in their minds into the future, be like, hey, what would you include?
What could you see?
What would you want in the future? And I try to tap into that now. So that's why I ended up designing that car, to be like, you know what? This car should like have like a component where I could hydraulically change my tires without fucking manually, you know, turning some shit. You know what I mean? Or I should have wireless chargers. You know what I'm saying? Like as soon as I hop in my car, the car charges my phone.
And you ready to rock and roll.
And we rock and roll.
It's called the, how do you pronounce it? The Bosley?
Belize.
Belize. E-S.
Belize E-S. Yeah. The Belize.
Yeah, you know I do my research on everything.
Which, I mean, it's nothing special, but I just wanted to pronounce funny. But it's really E-slab backwards. Right?
Hey, that's different though.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, shit, where people think of like certain different like business names or whatever that might sound like very prestige or whatever. I'm like, oh man, what's the backstory? I'm like, oh shit, it's just E-slab backwards. I mean, what's an E-slab? Electric slab. What's a slab? Welcome to the culture. And then you introduce them, but what the fuck it is. You're like, what?
That's different.
Electric power slabs. You know what I'm saying? Like,
don't steal my man's idea, neither.
No, it's already patented. Like, it's already out there.
I was patented?
Yeah,
okay.
I mean, not patent like official, but
But
there.
you know, if you try to steal it,
if anybody want to steal it, go ahead. Like at this point, that's where I also had to get to as an entrepreneur. The point of not being afraid to share ideas.
Yeah.
That held me back at least 10 years plus.
I think that holds a lot of credit because you're like, all right, if I put what I'm telling y'all out there and somebody not steals it but takes it and advances it and they go on to be successful, you're going to be like, dawg.
Yeah.
I had that idea first.
Right.
But you can't be scared.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck no more.
Because God's only going to give you more. If you get it out there, it's not like you're going to get...
It was meant to
be. Yeah, it's not going to be blocked. You're going to get more blessings, more thoughts, more ideas. If you're a creative by trait, it's going to come to you naturally when you least expect it. And you're going to be like, oh, dang. Okay. All right, let me do this. And you just going to rock and roll with that. Instead of thinking, okay, if I hold on to this and I don't tell the people...
How you going to get help? That was my thing. How can I get the right help if I don't tell nobody? So why don't I just share it with and then see who gets that shit and be like, you know what? That's why I like sharing on this podcast. It might be somebody to be like, hey, I know someone who can actually make a car. I don't know why I'm speaking in Hispanic voice, but I figured it
might resonate.
You know what I'm saying? It might resonate. What's up, Jose? You know what I'm saying? You out there, you know what I mean? But yo.
Facts.
That's where I'll be like, yo, we've been making slabs for how many years?
For a long time.
And we don't have a slab dealership?
It should be one, especially in the city of Houston, of all places.
You know what I'm saying?
And you would have thought, one of these rappers might have done it by now.
You would have thought. You know what I'm saying? But it's not too late to expound on the culture of really just our city, because it's not like just black culture, but I mean, it's specifically, but our city.
That's what we're known as.
That's what we're known as. And that web of effective what our city kind of does, like screw music, that shit goes beyond just our city. It's now like nationwide, worldwide. So I mean, our culture is rich, and I'm hoping to connect with people to understand that in the spectrum of cryptocurrency. You know what I'm saying? Our culture and our community is very rich in everything that we do. We move markets.
Facts.
Like the fact that Nelly helped Nike stock
with Air Force One.
Air Force One. You know what I'm saying? And
that shit had been around since what, 82?
At least I knew since at least 88.
Yeah.
But probably about 82.
Somewhere, I know it was the 80s.
But I know that they been out, and they stock on that shit was not like shit until that song. And now that's just one example.
And now that shit going for $100, a Air Force One low going for $100.
Right. We reminiscing over them East Bay.
I remember getting Air Forces for $80. Yeah, $60 and $80. Yeah. Fact, because after Nelly dropped the song, because before they were $69, and then when after Nelly dropped, they went to $80, and then you were stressing over trying. Dog, you was stressing like, damn, how I'm gonna get that $80?
That 129 smack you like.
Listen, man, for some all whites.
Right.
and the funny part, they were sold out. You was trying to hurry up. If you knew when the truck was gonna come in,
yeah.
But that 80 was crucial back then.
Yeah. So like just tapping into those things and the culture and how it can move markets. Like another of the latest like examples. Remember when they had that instance where the dude hit the can, the twisted T?
Yeah.
That's
marketing. It went up
like. Just by people posting some shit that's just so ratchet, but your ratchetness can even move a market. You know what I mean? And
my homeboy had a twisted, you know him, my boy Corey Gerard.
Yeah.
He had a twisted T on Sunday, and I said that boy got one of them. And you always gonna remember that.
Exactly. I never drunk one.
Never. I never had one, but I know exactly if I see a twisted T can, I know what's up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like when people was doing the crate challenge.
Yep.
I looked specifically at Home Depot stock just to see. I'm like, if people buying up crates like this, I was like, who sells crates?
Lowe's and Home Depot.
And I'm like, who be making crates?
That's a good question.
And that's where it helps me like kind of look for like the right investments, because you're going to have businesses that pop.
Mm-hmm.
But you got to recognize that those businesses are depending on
A certain
another
thing.
business
Yeah.
for their product or service.
Yeah.
And whatever that is, that could be the thing to actually invest also in, not just
The business.
the business
Yeah.
itself. So it's like you think about like culture, like just smoking weed. Who's like the number one like manufacturer of like tobacco?
Mm-hmm.
I think it was like Altruist or at one point. And looking at how that stock went down as soon as like hemp wraps started being a lot more trendy. You know what I'm saying? You start understanding like how the markets move and how we move in the markets. Because we spending money not in the right way sometimes, but
We're spending it still.
we're still spending it, and we have a spending power. We just got to figure out, okay,
Be
what
smarter
are
about
we
spending.
spending
Yeah.
the things in? Let's invest in those things to actually, if we don't own it, let's start owning some of it. And if we don't control it, let's start controlling it.
Controlling some. And that's why I like some of these rappers. They want equity now in
Yeah.
companies, and I'm loving it.
Oh, yeah. It's
And
all good.
these young cats, no, I'm not signing no deal. I want equity in this
Right.
deal. I want to own some of
Right,
this.
right. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just making the younger kids after them think like, okay, if they went in there and they put their nuts on the table and asked for equity, we can do the same thing.
Yeah.
And our stuff is way better
Mm-hmm. And it ain't a big word either.
Yeah.
6 letters.
at all.
But it weighs heavy.
Heavy.
And just investing right. And we need to learn.
Yeah.
I need to learn.
We all
I know
need to
we
learn.
are.
Yeah.
Like,
We're still learning daily.
right. So why not invest in the things that is going to continuously still grow? I mean, I'm not going to not continue to learn. It's just how am I going to utilize what I know? How am I going to utilize what I've already done?
Mm.
How can I capitalize on that while other companies are already capitalizing on it? How can I have control over myself in ways that I know I should? Like crypto can honestly open the gate
Oh,
for
man.
a lot of different things.
I think it would. That in NFT, I think it's going to open up a lot of floodgates in the next couple years.
Oh, heavy. Like, why? Like, I was speaking to D. Rick the other day, and I was mentioning, like, yo, if Prairie View had a concert, like a festival, like a Coachella, as you would say, and just if we collectively rented some land out there close by Prairie View, because they got land for sale out
course.
there. If we just held a Coachella type festival during homecoming and had hella performances and sold that ticket as an NFT, you teaching people, because you know they're gonna want to go.
We can do something.
You know what I'm talking about?
I throw festivals. We can do something.
Yes.
Like
So-
that's the next step for us after these small shows. We want to do Coachella type shows.
See, yeah.
That's the next step,
So you
bro.
already on the vibe.
Oh yeah.
Oh, see.
But if, like you said, if we did an NFT ticket,
You would be
and it's a
teaching.
collectible as well,
Oh my God, yeah. So lifetime type shit, like,
and you could sell that.
oh yeah,
Oh.
to other people who don't go to PV, because you know they gonna
Dog,
come to.
such and such was at this show in
Right.
2023. It was live.
Exactly.
For real, dog. I still got the NFT. I sell it to you right now.
Imagine, yeah, the worth of the first ticket. I would not want to resell that, but
It's only gonna go.
it's only go right.
That's the crazy
That's the
part.
value of our
Don't
community.
nobody steal me and my nigga Peter's idea.
Hey,
dog.
if you do, I'm gonna find a way to where I can be a part to help that shit happen.
Facts.
Because
Facts.
again, my ideas that
It's-
come to mind, like I speak them out because
Yeah.
I want it to happen,
You get.
and I know I can't do
That's
everything.
the only way that you gonna get it out there, if you put it in the atmosphere.
Yeah.
And just get it out there. Don't just hold it in like you've been saying. Don't
Right.
hold it in. Get it out there. Spit it out
Yeah.
there. Even if you don't say it in front of, people, even if you just say it by yourself, just get it out there
Yeah.
and be spoken into the air. Because you never know what's gonna happen after that. You never
Exactly.
know.
Never know. And
I never knew that we'd be 2 years in doing these concerts.
see, right, yeah.
I just wanted to do a birthday bash and COVID canceled that. And look, now we
Ain't
got
stop this.
but now we got festivals.
Right.
And now we're moving on to bigger and better things, man. It's
Right.
it's just great.
Exactly.
Same with you and Qoinship.
Yeah.
You guys are going to the moon. As they say, she was going to the moon.
Yeah. I
Qoinship.
want to see beyond the moon.
Facts.
Because again, if it's us,
the moon's not the limit.
I feel like Mars should be a stopping point.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like to see before we get beyond somewhere else.
Facts.
I mean, dog, our culture, I'm not even fucking playing, dog. Like it's worth so much. And I relate that to data. You know what I mean? Like just by like memes and things, like sometimes certain things irk me because it's like I can see in slow motion, it's almost like a matrix where people are giving information out to where if somebody wanted to like tap into like your account or whatever, like I don't even have to guess your birthday, because guess what?
You gonna tell
by
us.
your timeline, I can see them yellow balloons in the background. I see your age. I can guess what number just by the time you done posted it. That numbers will tell me. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, like these are the things that like people will be like not so conscious of, and it's like it's becoming a part of our everyday life, which is not a problem, but okay, with the access of information that can be out there, how can we control that and monetize that? If it's gonna be out there, how can we at least get paid for it being out there? You know what I mean? It's your information. Like, why not? So you're just trying to figure out ways on figuring that out, but adding cryptocurrency, because that's where money is gonna be going to. We're not going back to shillings. You know what I'm saying? We're not, like, in a way, we're going back to, we're kind of getting pushed back to like the barter system, but that's only because now, like, we're starting, more people are becoming entrepreneurs.
Right.
That means Walmart is not the big dog or no more, or it's not gonna be. Like, you got Amazon, that's just another entrepreneur that got bigger. Now you're having a lot more entrepreneurs, and what if a lot more entrepreneurs are becoming bigger? That means more businesses gonna be
growing
competition for the big businesses already out there. But when you have control over your data and information, that's another like big dog talk. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's where you can be like, yo, you set certain standards to be like, I already got this shit authenticated already. This is validated.
I'm ready to go.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, whatever you got on me, that ain't official if it ain't got this stamp.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? You
like the blue check on Twitter, whatever the case might be.
Fucking perfect example. Like, that's like the holograph in a card. Like certain, like the strip in a dollar bill. Like, everything has a stamp to officiate something.
Authenticated.
Like, yo, we can authenticate ourselves systematically, but now we're trying to do that shit with crypto.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And steps at a time.
Yeah, that's all it is.
That's all it is. And even with making the wrong, even the wrong step, like how I think of what's that show? Where they stepping over the fucking glass.
Fear Factor?
Nah, Chinese show. That movie on Netflix.
Suicide Game?
It was something like that.
What's the name?
When they was playing red light, green light.
Suicide Squad.
Nah.
No. What's the game? Squid Game.
Yeah. Just making the wrong step on the glass, but still being able to have the power to make the wrong step and still survive. What would that look like?
Exactly.
That's like what people understand as pivots in business, like models. And you know what I mean? Like, when you have an idea for something, like, and certain things don't go your way, like, what would be the way for you to be like,
get around that
to be like,
shake it,
shit, let me do something different so that way we can still survive. Because again, this is a changing market.
Yeah,
a lot of things can be changing, but even trying to understand that, like, everything on this master's program is like helping me be like a better like entrepreneur and like leader for like the company itself. But I'm like, yo, the community that's gonna be building behind this shit is what's gonna really matter. Like, I don't even want to be the face of it. Like, that's why I put that Q there. Let the Q be the face, like the logo be the face. But the community, the utility of this shit is gonna be like massive,
off the wall,
massive, and people not gonna understand until it happens.
Yeah. They never do.
And at that point, I'm not even going to have the energy to say, I told you so.
Yeah, it's just going to be like, I'm just going to put it in your face.
It's already going to be there.
Yeah.
And at that point, I'm like, yo.
You should have hopped on when I told you to.
Just log in.
Yeah, that's it. Just log in.
I'm going to send you a link.
Yeah.
Like, at that point, because it'll be nothing else to say, which will be awesome. Because, again, once this shit gets on the pop, I can actually go ahead and start funding other different things like I wanted to do. Like, it's movies. Like, I'm speaking these things in existence. I still actually want to be. Oh, that's us.
Hey, that's episode 16. I heard me. We back. That's all I heard. Hey, my dog. That's all I heard. Shout out to episode 16 one time. While my dog turned into, he been in here jamming. I've been in here vibing out and listening to him. It's just been an eye-opening conversation, man. And no, you good, bro. This whole hour and a half that we've been here, it's just been eye-opening conversation just to take your mind to think outside of the box and be in your own box per se, and know that you can do it. You might fall, but that's okay. That's part of learning. You're gonna fall, get up, keep moving, keep growing, keep grinding, and something's gonna shake. A flower don't grow overnight.
No.
Go back to my man, what he was saying.
Yeah, like I still want to be the one, at least on the crew, to create the Kanye West biopic. Like, I have Kanye West biopic and Jay Dilla biopic written down in my notes for years to be like, you know what? I want to be like the Spike Lee of that film. That I see the trailer so vividly, it's not even funny.
Yeah.
Like, just to explain, if I can explain this, the trailer, okay. The trailer of Kanye's biopic, it go like this. So you start seeing, you zooming in to the city of Chicago. You know what I mean? Through the clouds or whatever. You start zooming into like his childhood school. You start seeing into like the hallway. The whole time you're hearing la 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 la
From College Dropout.
La, la, la. But you're hearing that like
Faint
as a piano tune. Yeah. If you a Kanye fan, you gonna recognize the tune? Maybe. But you won't really recognize it until
the
like,
beat drop.
Well, no, ain't even no beat.
You're not gonna drop no beat?
Hell no. It's just the piano. It's just zooming in the whole time. Zooms in through the clouds, zooms into the city, zooms in through like the Chicago Bridge, zooms into like his school, zooms into like the hallway, zooms into like the classroom door, zooms into the classroom, zooms into Kanye sitting by the fucking window looking outside. It's like you hear a faint voice. It's very faint, but it's coming in. It's like, Mr. West, Mr. West, Mr. West. And and then the music stops. And then that's when like you see Kanye like turn his head. You just see who the kid is who plays like Kanye. Like whoever it would just be like, man, if they play that shit like the role like right to the T, whoever
knock it out the park.
Would knock it out the park, and you would just be interested in that moment. And then it kind of goes into like, you know, his routine as a child or whatever, and then just have like different like scenes as like just telling his story of like how the biopic on Netflix was, but just like acted out.
Yeah.
But not like, I ain't gonna say not like Bel Air. Like I didn't like the show. I just wasn't really that interested in it. But to kind of almost give, I guess, certain people's appeal to where like, okay, like I see the connection.
Yeah.
Just to get that connection, but get that Kanye connection
as a Kanye fan. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? To be like, yo, like I appreciate biopics when the people are still alive. You know what I mean? I appreciate it when
they're past as well, but
but
it's even better.
Yeah, and even when they are the actor in it is cool, but when you can tell a story from like a younger perspective and show that through even like the actor choices that you make, the sound, everything, the production, everything, like everything that you can include is all a moving art piece. And you know, of course, me being art, like visuals, how I can see that movie, it would just be like one of the most fucking awesome.
I can see it. I can see it just by the way you're talking about it. I can see how dope it will be. Let me not say it can be. It will be.
And guess who the actor is who I have in mind of playing Kanye West?
Who? Let me think.
I can't remember his name off top, but if you remember the I think it was like the Brooklyn 5 or whatever.
I know which one you're talking about. I can't remember. Actor. I know who you're talking about. I can't remember Cuz's name. Yeah. Ooh,
that's a good choice, right?
He looks like him.
To me, like he could play the the high school version
and the
college version and the
older
adult version.
Yeah.
He's the only actor I could see who would look like that and play that part well down to the fucking
the haircut,
booty haircut, everything,
Facts.
cut face, everything.
Ooh,
So again,
I can't remember cousin's name. We know who it is.
Oh, Jerome. That's his name. That's his name. Yeah. So
he's cold.
Yeah, he's a cold actor. That's I'm like, yo, if I did the biopic, I would have to fucking have it, man. Whoever, if y'all listen to this shit, at least choose him as an actor. If you're gonna take the idea, at least choose him as an actor. You know what I'm saying?
And y'all better give my man some credit.
I'm gonna give my credit. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna give him credit for real.
You know what I always think about, bro. When I always think about you in that tree with that camera.
Oh yeah.
At the legendary video shoot cookout.
Right.
That was good times.
Yeah, man. Filming debut.
Yeah, that was good times. I can't remember what song was that for. It's gonna hit me.
Back in the day.
Was it back in the day? Yeah. Kuda, RP, my nigga Kuda.
Man.
Yeah. Freddie ING.
Yeah, man.
Tim. Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Back in the day. Yeah. That was a good time. That was good times, man.
A good time, good vibe, good video.
All the people that we know were there. We ate good.
And knowing the situation. Like, the situation made everything beautiful.
Yeah.
Like, we overcame that day. Like, that's a story.
We ate late.
Within reason, but I'm like, yo, like, we had to make that video happen because we were just determined to do something because we all came together.
Everybody was there.
Everybody.
That's what made it even better.
Exactly. So you had to really, like, the presence was the pressure.
Now I'm going to have to go and watch that video tonight.
Oh, yeah.
Just because.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to go and watch that video, man.
Yeah, that day was
fun. That was fun. That was some fun times, man.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I was really in the tree filming.
Facts. He really was in that tree. I'll never forget it. I had that on Instagram. Like, my dog is really in this tree filming. Wow. That was great stuff, bro.
Yeah, man. But
and look at us now.
Right. Yeah.
Look at us now.
Determination.
That is key. Determination.
It's also. It's dope that you even mention that because that's where I would want people to know that's how hard I will ride for.
Yeah.
In whatever I'm doing, like I'm not creating these different things, like innovating. Like I'm not even making my card game for like me. Like these are for like things for other people to like use and interact and like have those specific experiences like as a collective. Like not doing individual type things. I'm doing something where a lot of people can learn from, a lot of people can experience, a lot of people can come together on, and like just basically just letting people to know that, hey, like me just being here, like I support you. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm here. You know what I mean? The same way you support George Young. You know what I mean? Shout out George Young.
Shout out my nigga George Young.
Man, I was going to try to shout out everybody today, but man, look, I can't shout out everybody. But
my boy George was hot about the Texans picks today.
I ain't even know about the Texans picks.
But shout out my dog George Young, man.
Yeah, man.
It's just determination, like you said. Don't give up.
Yeah. Nah, I can't, because I never even considered like giving up on something I pray for.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like if it's something you ask for, ads. But
salute SoundCloud with the ads.
Right.
Yeah, dog, that'd be the only bad part about listening to SoundCloud. Man. You be in the middle of a jam session and then that ad, and it'd be 2 ads. You be like, bro.
But let's have a second, like on ad talk, because again, my side can be different.
Yeah.
Have you been marketed a Ford commercial in Spanish?
Yes, I have.
Okay, yes. This is weird.
And it'd be out of nowhere because your volume would be up. Your volume would...
I was like, tech? Because I thought
wait
it was
a minute. It'd be a whole Spanish commercial. And you'd be like, wait a minute. Whoa. Yeah, and I'd be like, bro, I don't speak Spanish. Why am I getting marketed this?
Right. I was doing Larry Jones.
You're not the only one. Shout out my nigga Larry Jones one time. Yeah, facts. Yeah, I know, man. Trust me.
It's crazy because again, like with marketing and data, like I'd be interested in seeing if we could, in one kind of way, I don't know, like experience somebody else's timeline in a day.
Yeah.
If we could like trade timeline
exactly,
for it,
and see what y'all see. And how do y'all calculate? How do y'all get your graphs? How do y'all get your data? How do y'all get your statistics? What analytics are you picking up? Is it by certain words? Is it by certain posts? How are you getting everything?
It could even be somebody on like just an everyday basis. Like, hey, what does the world look like in your eyes?
Yeah.
That's the closest that we can actually be, quote unquote, stepping in somebody else's shoes.
Exactly.
Is if we trade timelines for a day.
And see what y'all see.
And see what you see. Like, hey, this is like very mayonnaise. You know what I'm saying? Like, ain't no season on this, man.
Like what are y'all? This is what y'all do on a daily?
For real. Like, but that could also give clarity because, again, sometimes people's timelines can get like flooded with shit that don't even matter because we've been so accustomed over time to consume shit that don't matter. You know what I mean? And sometimes your timeline can be a reflection of your interest in shit that either matters or don't.
Right.
And just by commenting on a post, like giving attention to proving somebody else's post wrong or right or whatever, can like over time be like a continuous type of thing, like to be marketed from like, hey, maybe you'll be interested in this person.
Yeah.
Like, or maybe you'll be interested in what they're saying this time and you're not. And and it's just like waste of space. Next thing you know, you kind of scrolling, looking for better topics because it's based on whatever else you done ended up spending your time on. But Instagram or whatever, like social media, ain't always gonna tap into your growth as a person.
Nope.
They'll tap into what we know of you as a person by what you've done and this and this and this, and we're gonna throw what we think you're gonna be interested in, and you might not be, but over time you might even change to be like, this shit's old, but that shit is still being advertised to you.
Still thrown in your face.
Yeah, man. So
I'm not even on that type of time no more.
Yeah. And you like, I'm trying to learn some more real estate.
Exactly.
You gotta now learn specific. You gotta be
tap that in.
Yeah, start searching that shit, and hopefully that shit can be marketed in the right way, and not always trying to sell you some things. And like a Google search can just start heavy with the wrong things at the wrong time, just being advertised, and now you got an email fucking list, email box full of just spam
stuff that
shit
you
that
don't
you
want.
Don't want, yeah. And again, that's all connected to data that we keep giving away by just
agreeing,
swimming through the internet at this point. And we 20, 30 years deep into swimming on the internet with no condom on.
Exactly.
That's what I'm talking about. Like
unprotected.
When it comes to, like, yes. Oh, I got a virus. That's like, oh, shake that shit
That's
off.
nothing.
That's nothing. A McAfee.
Yeah. Sidetrack.
I put a little McAfee on
a little
it.
McAfee.
A little Norton, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's
a little antivirus.
As raw as it is, that's what life is like. You know what I'm saying? Like, we literally been fucking raw this whole time internet searching, and we ain't been protecting ourselves to the point of like owning our own data, having that control and letting that work for us. Now we have a system and a way to do that.
Yeah.
And not only with that, like, I feel like the crypto space is gonna open the door for me to not only like fund the other things that I want to do, but really implement that in design wise, like the electric slab. Like, hey, if you want to buy that car, NFT connected to that. You want to resell that, that's cool. You know, you get it custom, certain things, different NFTs for that. Or if I want to have a festival with you, bigger festival, now we got a ticket. You know what I mean? NFT. You know what I mean? Make it an annual thing. Now this type of ticket is guaranteed you for
2 or 3 years or whatever the case might be.
Exactly. And the thing I feel like is also gonna help people is not by like overcharging people in the newer technology, where I feel like a lot of people are gonna do that because they don't understand maybe like how the market can grow by having like the right price and the right time and being connected with the right people that's gonna make the market move the way it needs to. By like, okay, let's say if we have a festival, right? The first year, in comparison to having it as like a high ticket thing, it might not be a high ticket experience.
Right.
So that second year might drop substantially in comparison to the first year in sales. But if that first year had a right price that was effective for anybody and everybody can come, and the experience was like 5 times better than that, you're probably gonna have 10 times better
The second year.
Attendance the next time.
Mhm.
Now you might even change the location, and you might even make more. And you kept it at that same price. Now you have a longevity. Now you have something that like
People know what to expect.
Yeah.
Every single year.
Your price can be the brand like Arizona tea.
Yeah.
You know
99
cents. Your price of your ticket can be like the same, where people can expect to be like, all right,
we know what to expect.
It up for this year, you know what I mean?
I know they're not gonna tax me.
Yeah, right.
Facts.
And it's gonna be fucking live.
And they're gonna have some awesome artists.
Right.
Facts.
Imagine, like, remember when you had a good time? I in my freshman year was like the last year of the Kappa Beach Party. Yeah. And that was free.
Free 99.
Free 99.
All you had to do was get to Galveston.
That was all you had to do. You had to spend a little something, put in, get in the car with somebody else, and you know what I'm saying? But like, yo, technology and time is changing. The dollar is changing. They're not even taking cash no more. Like I looked at Walmart. I ain't been to Target to see what that look like, but Walmart is not taking cash, like for real.
Nah, they not. Some places they won't take higher than a 20.
Right. They treat that shit like a $100 bill now.
Facts. Some places
that's too much, bro.
Too much money. Some places not taking coins because of the coin shortage. It just all depends. If you don't pay attention, you'll miss it and be like, oh, when did this happen?
Yeah.
It's been going on for a couple years now.
Hard.
Facts.
But people are scared to go like digital with money, and I'm like, we've been there. As long as you've been using your debit cards, like that's the same.
That's the same thing.
It's just not coded in a blockchain,
and you won't have a card like a debit card,
right? And you're getting all these fees where the banks is making money off of your money, but now you might as well make that much as off of your own money by just having it in crypto. You know what I mean? But again,
we can only tell them so much, man. They have to see it for themselves.
You gotta see. You know what I'm saying?
Seeing is believing.
I had on my Instagram. I don't know if it's still there, but I know it had my mantra was like create a million millionaires by 2024.
Yeah, it's still there.
It's still there? Okay, well we still on
a mission to create 1 million millionaires by 2024 with Qoinship.
Yeah,
it's right there in your bio.
Yep, that's what. Yeah, then that's what it is.
Your career, idea, monetization, serial entrepreneur.
Yeah, see, and that's real deal Holyfield, because that's how I just said it, but I don't be on like Instagram as much as I feel like I should be. Yeah, because I'm trying to connect and disconnect at the same time.
Yeah, you only use it when you need to use it. Yeah, because you gotta use it as a tool.
Yeah, and I don't want Instagram to use me as a tool. That's why I feel like the more I put content out, you just gonna advertise around it. So, and if you're not paying me for like my following,
then what's the point?
Yeah, and now they are, but I mean.
They're paying the big people, but pay some of the small folks.
And now you start, at this point, like, you starting to charge, like, the people that's following me. I didn't want that. I wanted Instagram to pay me, not the people that I want. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like,
I want IG to give me the money.
I don't want my followers to come out of pocket for information unless I request for that shit. But Instagram, like, I'm on your platform, like, sharing information, but it don't work like that, and I understand that. So I'm like, all right, well, since it don't work like that, let me see what Qoinship can develop with the community that I could tap in. Maybe we can implement, like, social media within our own, like, token.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And next thing you know, it'd be a whole nother world. We don't even have to go back to that because we got our own
token.
World. We got our own token. We got our own spending. We got our own everything that we need. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to see where it takes us, man.
Man, before we get out of here, we got the knock on the door. We just been enthralled in convo, and we could just talk about this all day. I could just sit and talk with my mans all day. Before we get out of here, you got any advice to give to entrepreneurs, all your information where they can reach out to you, reach out to Qoinship? Give everything before we get out of here.
Well, I'll give my info first. Peter was Shawn Dowdy.
We didn't even get into him being a dope art dealer.
Oh, yeah.
I'll let him go.
You know, I got the gift.
We got to come back. We'll come back.
Got your gift.
Oh, man.
Now you got art prints, you know, somebody. So
more art. Oh,
yeah.
I'm framing this.
Yeah, you got to. Yeah. Got to.
RP, my nigga. If I let my man get his.
But, find me on Instagram, picture me, Pedro. Shawn Dowdy on Facebook. Peter Dowdy on LinkedIn. Find me how you find me.
Find me how you find like that.
Find me how you find me. But 281-454-DOPE.
I like that number.
Yeah, that's the number. You know what I'm saying? Call me, get y'all artwork, and we'll talk. You want to talk crypto? Hey,
we'll talk it all.
Yeah, but as far as advice, anybody entrepreneur, tap into your target audience. Make sure you're not doing what ain't wanted. Make sure you don't waste your time, your money on features that might not be needed. Make sure that you're solving a problem for somebody else beyond yourself. Continuously help others as much as you can, not only just financial wise, but any way you can.
Right.
Be the best you that you can be. Everything else will follow.
Yes, sir.
Thank God for everything that you have, everything you will have, and everything that you had. That's pretty much it. So.
Man, y'all reach out to my man. If you didn't get his information, rewind. Go hit the 15-second.
281-454-DOPE. You know what I'm talking about?
You feel me? Hit the 15-second back button. Get all my man information. Tap in with him. This is going to be the man. You're going to see a lot more of him.
Yep.
Y'all make sure y'all tap in with my boy, Peter Dowdy, a.k.a. Jim Crow, a.k.a. Picture Me Pedro. You feel me? This is episode 100, one-on-one with Jerm. I guess you can call it formerly known as Two West Boys. Shout out my nigga Kang one time.
Yeah.
Like I said, man, we appreciate my boy coming in, sitting there, giving us some knowledge about cryptocurrency and just expanding our minds and expanding our knowledge. To episode 101 with Jerm. You feel me?
Yeah,
reach out to me, one-on-one with Jerm everywhere except for Twitter. It's WTH, not with whatever the case might be. Oh, that's my girl calling me. Hey, Tiff. Shout out to everybody that's tuned in. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe on YouTube. Give my man a follow. Tap in with Qoinship. Till the next time, man, we reach your ears and we reach your eyes. Remember, if you work hard, blessings will manifest. Remember that. To episode 101, it's your boy Jerm. We out.
Invest wisely.
Invest wisely. Peace.